Hey, Astro Kids, and welcome back. And in today's video, we'll be talking about the horoscope for 2024 using numerology and looking a little bit at the Chinese New Year as well. So, firstly, we are coming into 2024. So, if you add all of that together, it'll come to an 8. And so we are moving into a universal number 8 year. And the 8 is a very karmic number, of course. So there's a lot going on as we step into this brand new year. Now, also, if you want to look at higher vibrational numbers, this year of 2024 also comes out to a 44, which shows me that this is also going to be a very special year that we're coming into as well. Many refer to the 44 as the master healer number. So it's definitely about making a change, making a difference on a collective level. And the 8 especially is again about this altruistic vision, this long-term vision and plan coming into the picture. So definitely there is a plan that is coming together at this time. Now the 8 also has to do with power, has to do with those who have influence. And so this is definitely a big time for people who are in positions of power and authority. And as we know, there's a lot going on as we're stepping into this new year with people not trusting those in positions of power and authority, and people in power and authority trying to find new ways of maintaining that power, of maintaining that ability to really steer the direction of the world the way that they want it to be. So there's this huge dynamic that is going on coming into this next new year. But for us all, this really is a time of stepping into our individual power and purpose. This year is all about giving us some focus and direction. But with this high vibrational energy, there is some confusion that is happening as well. And even from a Chinese New Year perspective, we're coming into the year of the wood dragon. And the dragon is, again, about authority. It is the animal of leadership. It is full of passion, courage, charisma, very dynamic. And the wood element is also about growth, expansion of things. The wood just keeps continuing to grow in the same direction. And so this can also show, again, that there's a lot that is happening as we come into this next new year, as people in positions of power continue to grow and expand in their ability to hold those positions of power, to find new ways to gain power and control. But also, again, within our own lives, there is some confusion in this because of this continuous growth and expansion that some of us are not fully seeing clearly. We have this big direction that we're trying to move towards, but are we expanding too much? Are we putting too much of this energy forward? This is a big question as we come into this next new year. And of course, from an astrological perspective, we know that Rahu and Ketu have just moved. They've changed signs. So Rahu has come into the sign of Pisces, which definitely is going to increase illusions, deception, confusion within society. Now, Rahu and Pisces, though, also increases a lot of high vibrational energies. So, this also can be a time where there's a lot of mystical things that are happening in the world. There's a lot of unexpected and strange things that are being noticed as we come into this time period for sure. This is definitely an excellent time for Hollywood, for anyone in a creative field or position with this energy as well. And even again, if we look at the numerology, if we look at the Chinese zodiac, we know the wood, the expansion, the growth, the vision from the 8. So this definitely gives a lot of creative direction to those who are in creative fields. There's a lot that is going on as we come into this next new year where things are starting to progress. They are starting to continue to move along this path and direction that we have chosen universally. We also know that K2 is in Virgo. And from what I've seen, K2 in Virgo definitely is about ridding ourselves of certain habits, certain addictions for some people. This has been a time of really just throwing off some old habits and situations that are not working for us. And so that is one of the benefits of this K2 Virgo. K2 Virgo also can be a time where there is some kind of disruption in the realm of technology and innovation as well, because Virgo is a very technical sign, as we know. So there's definitely something going on in this area also. Now, how to read your horoscope according to numerology for 2024. First of all, I want to leave a quick disclaimer that you don't want to read your horoscope from your life path number. There's some circles who believe that the life path number is how you should predict the year, but there's actually a formula to do this. So firstly, you want to understand what is the universal year number. And as I mentioned, that is an 8. Now, also, you want to see what is your personal number or vibration number. And in order to do this, you have to take your birthday and add it up. So, not your full birth date, just the day and month that you were born. Add those numbers together until you get to a single digit or a master number, and that will be your personal number. Now, you want to add that together with the universal number, and that will give you a final outcome of what your personal year number will be. So once you have done that, let's go ahead and take a look at what the year will hold to you according to your personal year number, starting with the number 1. So if when you added up your birthday with the universal year number and you arrived at a personal year 1, then this year is definitely going to be a time to start fresh, to do something new. This is a very creative time. You may find that your creative juices are starting to really come into the picture at this time. You're starting to think of new and ingenious ideas. So it's all about starting something new, being courageous enough to push forward into new territory. This really is what this personal year is all about. And so this is definitely a time of adventure, of new beginnings, of really starting from the bottom and moving up to the top with this personal year 1. This can be a very promising time depending upon your other numbers in numerology. Let's go ahead to personal year number 2, which actually, if you added up the numbers, they may also add to an 11 for the personal year, which shows me that definitely for those who are having a personal year 2, there is some kind of a higher vibration that is coming in as well. And this is definitely a time, though, where you're going to be focused towards relationships, towards partnerships. This could be romantic, business wise, but somehow you're really getting focused in on your relationships, on your connections with other people. This becomes extremely important. And this also is a time where you're really focused in on your intuition. You're more sensitive, more receptive. So your ability to understand people within those relationships is going to become very strong during this year. This really helps to strengthen those bonds and connections. If you were having hardships, troubles in the past with relationships, this is definitely a time to talk out some of those situations to come to a sense of closure. For those of you with personal year 3 coming into this 2024, this is definitely a time to express yourself, to have fun, to enjoy life. This is bringing in this fun, childlike energy of the 3. So this is definitely all about your self-expression, your creativity, your ability to get your message across to others, to express your emotions, your feelings, your passion is all coming out in this personal year. And so, especially for those of you who are artists, who are creative people, who are people who require some kind of skill level, skill base, this is definitely a great time to really focus in on those skills and talents, to put your whole heart and soul into all of your projects and tasks at this time. But really, this is bringing in a great fun energy. This can be a great time of having fun, relaxing, being social coming into this year. For those of you who have a personal year 4, well, this is going to be a more serious year for you. So you probably had a lot of fun in the previous year, but this is demanding that you really start to settle down into your responsibilities, into your duty, into your commitments. This is definitely a time of putting in hard work and effort to build something solid. So by the end of this personal year, You're really going to feel that you have put in the time and effort to build something that is stable, which will allow you to have more freedom coming into the next year. And of course, the number 4 also has a rebellious side to it as it's ruled by Rahu. So this may be also a time where you're feeling this urge to do your own thing, to follow your own rules, to do things that are more eccentric, that are more aligned with you. So you also may find some little quirky changes that you're making in your life as well. But mainly it's about building that solid foundation, supporting your family, your loved ones, putting in the time and effort coming into this year. For those of you who will have a personal year 5, there's going to be a lot of change. This is a very unstable time. So if you have a lot of numbers in numerology that are geared towards wanting comfort and stability, this is going to be a wild ride for you. But if you're someone who is more easygoing, laid back, then this is going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be some major changes, adventures coming into your life. You definitely will probably be traveling coming into this year as well. A lot of change, flexibility, adaptability is needed in this next new year. This also can be a time of doing a lot of business communication, social networking, really meeting up with people who can help you to take your business, your career to the next level. So, this is an excellent time also for those who are business people, entrepreneurs, for those who are writers, those who have to do something that is involved with communication. This will be a very strong time for you. For those who are having a personal year 6, it is time to rein in some of that wild energy of the past year number 5 and to really settle down into your relationships and to your responsibilities. This is a big time where family is going to come into the picture. So your family members may be demanding more of you at this time. They may need you in their lives at this time. And you're definitely going to be strongly focused on your loved ones, on those connections, on creating that sense of stability and firmness in your home life. This also could be a time of romantic opportunities if you are single, or if you're in a relationship, then this can make your relationship even better. This can really create more intimacy, more devotion in your relationships. For those of you who are going to have a personal year 7, this is going to be a very interesting year for you. The 7 is ruled by Ketu, which is the most introverted planet. So this is going to be a very strange year, especially if you're someone who's extremely extroverted, outgoing, always wanting to be around people. You're going to find that you're more withdrawn coming into this next year. This is really is going to take you inward. And you may find that you also not only are experiencing this feeling of being in your own space of wanting time to yourself, but you may also find that some of your connections fade or that other people don't seem to give you a lot of attention either. So there's some kind of feeling of detachment, of separation coming into this next year. This could be a year where your spirituality, where your interests, really start to increase at this time, where you want to dive deeper into any kind of studies, anything at all that you find great interest in. You're really going to dive into these things. You may find a teacher at this time. You may be really into research, into reading, but this is definitely going to take you inward into your own space. And the greatest thing to do with this personal year 7 is to take this time for self improvement, self discovery, getting to know yourself, taking the time to look at all of your flaws, all of your strengths, and really getting to understand who you are at a deeper level. For those of you who are going to have a personal year 8, this is definitely going to pull you out of your shell. Many of you have been in this more isolated, withdrawn mode in the past personal 7 year. But coming into this personal year 8, this is going to pull you out more, where you are more focused on career, on responsibility, on whatever your personal vision or professional vision is in your life. You're focused on achieving those goals and ambitions. This comes very strongly. And this may be a time for some people where you're getting a promotion or you're getting some kind of recognition in your career. If you're at an older age, it may also be a time where you're retiring, settling down in your career, where you feel that you've accomplished a lot in your career pursuits. Personal year 8 also is a very karmic time. So that means you definitely want to be careful of your actions. Whatever you do is going to come back to you. And you should also know that whatever you have done in the past, you also are going to see the results of that as well. So if you've been working hard in the past and not really seeing results, this is the year where you may be seeing that great success, that great recognition, that great wealth, those great opportunities starting to come into the picture. If you were not really putting in effort, not really doing what you were supposed to do in the previous years, then this may be a difficult year where you have to face a lot of the things that you have done in the past as well. Personal year 9. This can be a difficult time for some people because it means that you definitely have to let go of the past. And for many people, letting go and experiencing change and transformation is very difficult. But this is definitely going to bring this into your life. At this time, you may experience some old friends who are leaving your life. You may experience the collapse of a job that doesn't serve you anymore. Somehow there's something in your life that is coming to an end as you come into this personal year 9. So this is a big time of letting go, of releasing the things that no longer serve you. Instead of holding on, realizing that this is making room for something new to come into your life, something better that will serve you, especially in the next new year where you go through a personal year 1, you will experience those new things starting to come in. So this is nothing but cleaning house, making room for the things that really matter, that are really important to you, and letting go of those things that really don't serve you any longer. This may also be a time of spirituality, of meditation, of going inward at this time. This can be a great time for those of you who are religious, who are spiritual, who do spiritual practices. This can help you to elevate in those areas as well. Even those who are creative, who have some kind of artistic skill or talent, this also can help you as well, as this definitely is going to give you a lot of creativity, a lot of perspective coming into this personal year 9. This may also be a time of traveling, a time of changing locations, moving. There's a lot of flexibility to this energy, very chameleon like the number 9. So, this may be creating many changes in your life where you have to let go of so many situations from the past. You have to heal, you have to let go of some of the difficulties that you went through in the past, to face some of the hardships and traumas, and to make peace with your past. These are some themes that can come in very strongly in this personal year 9. During this year, other people may also see you as some kind of a teacher, mentor. People may seek you out for guidance because 9 is the old soul. So people can definitely see you as someone who's wise, insightful. And you may find yourself really taking from those experiences where you had to let go, where you had to make that change, and using that as a way to teach and inspire others who have to go through the same situations. Now, another way to really look at how these energies are affecting you during the year is to also look at the personal numbers down to the month, day, and hour. So you can actually narrow this down to see how is this really affecting you at the minute level. And the way to really look at the personal month is you want to take the personal year number and add that to the month that you were in. So, for example, if you're in a personal year 1 and you're in the month of January, then you will be experiencing a personal month 2. So, for that month of January specifically, you will also experience an energy of the 2 very strongly as well. You can also do the same thing with the day, where you can add up the number of the day to the personal month, and you will get to this number. You could do the same thing even down to the hour, but really, I would recommend not going to the hour. You don't want to live your life fully off of these numbers. This is just to give you a feel for what will happen in the coming year. So I hope you all enjoyed this. If you like this, make sure to leave a like, to leave a comment, to let me know what you thought about this video. If you feel this is helpful for a friend, make sure to share this out. And I will see you all in the next video.